Alrighty, Graveyard Talkers, welcome to another episode of Graveyard Talking on another windy day. I don't think it's ever going to stop being windy here in Michigan. So today we're at the Immaculate Heart of Mary cemetery here for the nuns from the local convent that's around the corner. About 1,600 nuns dating back from the mid 1870s are buried here. I don't know if we can get a picture of it, but back over there someplace is a mausoleum. It houses the original founder of the convent, some father from France. And then here, the sisters are buried in graves, like you see here, very simple graves with their names. Some of them have their names on it, others have their religious name on it. We try to get this straightened back up so it doesn't fall over on me. There we go. And behind me here is a shrine, I guess, to Mary. So I thought, what the heck, why not come to almost the source? We talk about life and we talk about death and we talk about spirits. Why not come here to the sisters and let's talk to them. Let's see what they have to say. So with that, to all the religious sisters here, my name is Randy. Mean you no harm. We're not knocking the Catholic religion. I was brought up Catholic. But we're trying to find out what happens after death. What happens to a person's soul after death? Do we really become spirits? And if we really become spirits, what it's like? What is it like? You all have given almost all of your adult life to being in a nunnery. I guess that's a word, nunnery. I don't know. But being a nun. And we'd like to hear from you what you might have to say about what's it like. What is it like after death? Now, I may have to stop the video from time to time. This is a walking track. Right behind me over here is Lazy Boy. A lot of the people from Lazy Boy use this as a lunchtime walking track. And a lot of the local residents do as well. So let's get started. To all the nuns here, again, my name is Randy. I'd like to say hello to you. And we'd like to hear from you. What is it like being so religious after death? Okay, I heard it was difficult. It was difficult. So, life after death. So it was difficult. It's difficult being a spirit. Now these nuns in this particular area died right around World War II, just before. I'm looking at 1940, 1945, and right in front of me is 1950. I think this is section 2. I think it's section 2. Yeah, this is section 2. So the sections are split off into years. I think there's about 90 nuns in each section, for the most part. Not all of them. There's a real short one over there. And you can't see, but behind me there's enough rows, enough room for more. So one of the spirits said it was difficult. What was difficult about going from life as a nun to life as a spirit? And are you still a nun in your spirit life? I am. So I am. So apparently, according to one spirit, they carry on the title or the duties of being a nun? What kind of duties do you do now as a spirit nun that you did as a living nun? I heard succeed in there. I guess they thought in life they succeeded. As a nun, you succeeded being a nun, or you succeeded in your duties as a nun? I heard something as a nun or something of that nature, and then I also heard Matthew in there. So I may not, as I've always said, I may not react directly to what you hear or the words that I put up here on the video, and that's because with all the ambient noise, I got a big wind coming in that's blowing in my one ear. I've got a guy over to my left that way that is cutting a new headstone for somebody, so his equipment's going. I've got bulldozers in the back that are preparing a grave site for what would be a recent arrival to the spirit world. The trees behind me from the wind are making a lot of noise, so I don't always hear what they have to say, but I'll report, as I always do, you know, right up in this area there, because it's not important what I have to say. It's important what they have to say. And I'm here to hear what they have to say, and we will report whatever we have to, whatever we hear.
Please for sure. Rosemary.
All right, so I heard Rosemary in there, and I heard Grandma in there. And Grandma, of course, I really do believe it is my grandmother. Come and let me know that she's watching over me, which she said she would do. And Rosemary, good morning, Rosemary. Sound like she said, do you copy? Well, yeah, I copy. Did you have something you would like to say? All right, something about questions in there, so I'm assuming she's telling me to get back to my questions. So with that, I'd like to, again, hear from the nuns. So one of the biggest questions are, now you guys are like one step, you know, you're, in my opinion, you're one step underneath the priest, but you're only 2 steps away from your God. So obviously to become a nun, you truly and highly believed in being close to God. And I am no scholar when it comes to anything religion. What can you tell me about going from the living world to going to the spiritual world? I heard bless you. I heard bless you. Somebody said bless you. Well, bless you too, sister. Definitely a female voice. Who was the sister? Now they all have some weird names. Like this one over here is Columbia, then Generosia, Alfreda. My understanding is you pick names that are your something that a saint that means something to you, and saints are generally men's names. There are some. There's Maria over there, Edwina over there. So they change it to a female form. Who was the nun? Who was the spirit of the nun who said bless you?
Yep. I really don't. Let me please help.
Okay, somebody said, if you can, please help. Okay, so sisters, if I can, what? What do you need me to do to please help?
Great. Door. Wait. Family down.
Things are strange. Things are strange. All right, so somebody needs help because things are strange. Are you having a difficult time crossing over, or is it that you're having a difficult time understanding?
So,
All right, well, we'll listen to that one really closely. I did hear mission in there. I suppose that you're all on some type of a mission. And what's it like being, let's call it what it is, 2 steps away from God during your life? You prayed all your life to God. What was it? What was it like being a nun in life, and what's it like being a nun in the spirit world? So I heard all kinds of things in there. I heard special. I heard mission. Um, I'm not too sure what I was picking up there. Um, let's try her again. What was it like being a nun here? I did hear Monroe in there also, and that's where we're at. We're in Monroe, Michigan. So what was it like being a nun here? And I know a lot of you didn't stay here. You went all through the Catholic system. But what was it like being a nun here out of the Immaculate Heart of Mary?
This is
And I heard this is Mike, so it sounds like Mike's in there. Well, one of you sisters messing with my phone? One of your sisters reach up here and touch the volume on my phone. Second time. So Spirit said it was the second time. It was the second time they messed with my phone. Now, this is the first time I've been in this particular cemetery. A lot of friends here, a lot of family members here. Why would you want to mess with my volume? Do you not want me to get out the information that I am seeking?
It is her time.
All right, well, we know a lot of people run through here. She may be speaking of this young lady who is over to the side of me right now. You can't see it, but there's a track over there. I don't know back in here if you can see people walking by or running by. So we'll go back to the question of you were 2 steps away from God. How did that make you feel?
Good.
Good?
Mark?
To it. And that.
A couple of times I heard good, a couple of times I heard smart. Was it your education that made you smart? Or do you think there was a smart move that you made? All right, so give us some advice. Give us some advice. What, as a nun's perspective, what do we need to do to better ourselves individually? If you know me, or you know your own family members, what can they do? Let's leave me out of it. Your own, because I need a whole lot more than help. Maybe all the 1,600 nuns in here can help me get in. You all have to throw ropes on me and pull me. But maybe your family members. What would you say to your family members how to prepare themselves for the life of a spirit after their time comes when they cross over and they die? Something about right now. So I heard a couple of things in there. One, I heard some woman's name. I'm not going to say that name till I listen to make sure it was that right name. So are you closer to God now than you were when you were alive? I heard barely and I heard not really. Was that because you were so close to God as a nun while you were living and doing your praying? I heard something about the light and terrifying again. So are all the nuns who are here, are you happy? All the nuns but one. I don't know the story behind that one, but all the nuns who were nuns of the IHM are buried here but one. Why is the one not buried here? They weren't worth it, and they weren't allowed to complete. We'll have to go back and listen to that and see if there's a story that comes out about that. So one last question to you gals, to you nuns. Do you have anything, any secrets that you would like to tell me? Any secrets of being a nun while you were in? What secret would you like to tell us that we don't know? Well, we'll have to check that one out. I heard people, and then just before that I heard sleeping in. At least that's what it sounded like. And maybe they mean they get to sleep in. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I would think that, especially the early nuns, pre-1929 nuns, I bet you they got up early as the crows did. With the chickens, as they say. And one final question, what would you have to say to the young ladies of today who want to become nuns? Would you recommend it for them? A lot of the young people today seem to have lost their way. would you recommend? It's a lifelong commitment, but those who want to make that commitment, or maybe on the fence, would you recommend them becoming a nun?
Was what but we like
Where?
what the hell? Image that
What does she want?
well that's in the ring.
All right, so I heard three key words in there. I heard if they want it. I heard want. I heard priest, and I heard commitment in there. I believe it was commitment. So obviously, we know it's a commitment. It's a commitment for life. I imagine we know there are nuns that go in, stay for a while, then leave. We know that with priests. So I want to thank all the sisters here for talking with me. I hope it's helped. I don't think, there's one that said terrifying, but I don't think, and it didn't sound like anybody needed help crossing over. I think they pretty much got that well taken care of. Of course, as I always say, and as I said earlier, you're not here to listen to me. We're here to listen to them, here to listen to the nuns, what they wanted to tell us today. And we want to thank them for all their words of wisdom. We'll find out what it says. Like I always say, you'll find out before this me finds out. We'll go through it later on. We'll listen to it, and we'll put them words right up here so you can see what they had to say. I appreciate you joining me on my journey as my days are slowly coming to an end. My time is sometime in the future when I cross over, become a spirit. When that is, I don't know. I hope it's for a long time. We got some trips coming up here in the next few weeks. It might be from the time you see this a couple of months before you see it. But I'm having some issues with my shoulder. So I'm going to be going in and having a shoulder replacement surgery here in the next few weeks. So I'm trying to get a few videos, and that's why you're seeing the videos are only coming out about once a week now, give or take, because it's pretty rough living with this, something that's been going on for a while, but it's really cropped up here as of recently. So with that and my bad hair, another bad hair day, with that, we'll leave you for now. Again, thank you for joining me on my journey, and we will see you all on the next one.